Today, we are going to talk about how gold, silver, and the precious metal mining stocks will soon become the only game in town. It happened during the 70s. It happened during the Great Depression. All the other asset classes became very unattractive. Welcome to Ron's Basement. I'm glad you're here. Let's dig into this right now. If we're going to talk about money flooding into the precious metals and the mining stocks, we have to figure out where it's going to be flooding from. So let's take a look at a couple of the recent competitors to our friend gold, silver, and the mining stocks. Let's start with everyone's favorite, cryptocurrency. We know there has been carnage in the cryptocurrency market over the last 6 months. Many of the cryptos losing 80%, 70%, or all of their value. But let's just take a look at Bitcoin, their beacon, their flagship. I don't know how you feel about this, but it confuses me when I look at Bitcoin. It's something that's supposed to be so transparent, so trackable, and the ledger and all this great stuff. Well, if it's all those great things, how come we don't even know who created it? Doesn't that make you just a little suspicious? And what about these characters, and I use that word, that's a compliment, that are out promoting it? At the top of the pyramid, you've got guys like Michael Saylor, Anthony Scaramucci, Max Kaiser. I don't know. When I look at the crypto universe, including Bitcoin, my stomach gets a little queasy. And a lot of those people who've been burned are going to be wanting something outside the fiat money system. And that's something? How about the original cryptocurrencies, silver and gold? And let's touch on a few more of these areas where money can be flooding from into our friends silver and gold. What about the general stock market? What about just tech stocks in general? I'm telling you, I understand financial statements. I understand fundamental analysis. Many of these tech stocks, the big ones in particular, a lot of the smaller ones got killed over the last 3 months, but a lot of the big ones are still vastly overvalued, especially when you compare them on a fundamental basis to most of the precious metal mining stocks. There is no comparison. The value in the precious metal mining stocks is astounding. People are going to be looking around. They don't want to put their money in Bitcoin. They don't want to put their money in these high-flying tech stocks that they've lost all their money in. They're going to also look at things like bonds. Well, is it a good idea to put your money in bonds or CDs or a bank account? I don't know. You're not even keeping up with inflation. That's called negative real interest rates, which, coincidentally, is traditionally very good for the price of precious metals. And finally, let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about all these people who were buying second and third homes because, real estate, it just goes up and up and up. Well, no more. Sorry, Charlie. Okay? Since the beginning of the year, over the last 6 months, the interest rates on mortgages have doubled from about 3% all the way over here to 6%. That is going to cripple the real estate market, and house prices are done going up. Heck, if you look back 10 years, okay, for the monthly cost, the monthly mortgage cost just 10 years ago was 1/3 of what it is today on an average the median house in the United States. These things were unsustainable. Housing prices are not going to continue to increase at the rate that they were. So people, again, they're going to be looking. They still have some money. They need to do something with it. Crypto, stock market, bonds, real estate, gold and silver, voila. It's found a new home. And remember this, it's a tiny, tiny market, the precious metals market. It's like 0.5% of all the investable capital in the world is in precious metals. Just a tiny little sliver of the total. It's only going to take a sliver of that other 99.5%, just a sliver of that, 1% of that. Half of 1% would double the amount of money in the precious metals and the mining sector. If people really wake up, which is a real distinct possibility, it would be like a flood, right? It'd be like trying to drain Hoover Dam with a drinking straw. It could be incredible. It would be the biggest party you've ever seen here in Ron's basement. Now, I understand it's hard to put money into mining stocks right now. I can tell you how hard it is for me. It's almost impossible because I've pretty much used up all my dry powder. But if you have some money, it's something you may want to consider. I'm not offering any financial advice, okay? But when the sentiment, that's a definition of something being out of favor. When the sentiment is so bad, it's oftentimes to consider putting money to work in those types of assets. I was talking about a company 2.5 years ago called Antero Resources, a natural gas company here in the United States. Its stock traded as low as $1 per share. I was talking then similar to how I'm talking now about a lot of these mining stocks. It was an astounding value. Actually, the mining stocks, from a risk perspective, in my opinion, are a much lower risk than Antero was back then. Antero went on to achieve 20 to 30 times growth over the last 2 to 3 years. Now, I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen with any of these mining stocks, anything like that. But what I'm telling you is, at a certain point, the values become so astounding, so attractive, that we have to take a second look. Hey, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being a part of Ron's Basement. You can subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, share it on social media, hit the little bell, turn on notifications. That way you'll get alerted every time I put out a new video. And until next time, yes, you, be well.